Hey kitty girls, I'm back. Girl, it's been a hot minute ever since I uploaded a video. I am so sorry. I just had so much on my plate, so much to do. I might even launch a new product very soon. As you can see by the title of today's video, today I have another story time for you guys. Apparently, y'all seem to love these story times. I don't know why. Y'all just like to be all up in my business. Or, you know, it's also me sharing my business here. Make sure you have your something to drink, your water, because, you know, you want to stay hydrated nowadays. Because this story time might leave you thirsty. If this is your first time watching, my name is COCOOANDCURLS. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Leave some love, comment down below. Let us grow in 2019. You know, we just want to take this channel to the next level, and I want you to be a part of that. And without any further ado, let's jump straight into this story time.
Nobody got me the way that you did. Had my eyes rolling back, and me watching my back. Now you love me so good, I wish you would hurry up and come back. I don't have you here.
Alright, so I hope you have your tea, your juice, or your snacks, or your popcorn ready, because we are about to dive into this story time. Before we jump into the story time, I want to thank each and everyone for the support, for the love. Girl, people have been DMing me. Girl, where are you? Why aren't you uploading any videos? But, you know, that's all in 2018. This is 2019. I'm here, and I'm here to stay. Okay, bitch? Anywho, this story time had happened, I think I was around the age of 15, nearly 16, and I don't know if you guys remember my coming out story. I will link it down below so you guys can check that one out. I also got a humongous, so much love, so much positivity, and so much support on that video, so thank you guys so much again. That video will be linked down below so you guys can check it out. But this kind of happened during that period of time when I had my coming out story. So long story short, y'all love when I get into the details. Y'all love it. Y'all so when I had my coming out, I felt like, okay, everyone knows about me. So it is basically time for me to explore myself a little bit more. And I never had the opportunity or the chance to express myself or share how I felt. So this was, in my, you know, for me, the perfect moment and the perfect time to, you know, kind of explore the gay community a little, something, you know what I'm saying? So I remember I spoke to this man. I think he was 4 to 5 years older than me. I was 15 to 16, around that age. And I was talking to this guy, and this was actually the very first time I ever did something with a male, and to me it was all very exciting. It was all new. I was ready to pop my balloon, honey, but that just happened 2 years later. So I was talking to this man, and we were going back and forth. Mind you, back in the day, I was not as feminine as I am today, because, you know, lately she's been slaying on the gram, you know, and but I just really said that out loud. Yes, I did. We were going back and forth, and I remember I was working in a shoe store, and that was actually also my very first job next to going to school and all of that stuff. So we were talking, and then he wanted to meet, which was very awkward because I just had my coming out, and I felt like, where are we gonna meet? Because my mom is still going crazy about me liking guys. So we can't, you know, so we can't hang at my house. And this was so awkward. I remember I had to work that day, and he had texted me that he was gonna pick me up after work. So we were gonna go eat and get to know each other. While I was working, he texted me. He said I was here. So I looked outside, and I saw him standing over there just watching me. Let's just call him Kenny. let's just call him Kenny, because you know a lot of people think my story times are made to expose people, but you know it's just my experience that I wanted to share with my followers and my friends, and maybe you are in the same position and you don't even know what to do, so it's not to expose anyone or anybody. Anywho, Kenny was there and he was basically waiting for me to finish. So I finished and I went to him and he just gave me a hug. It was just a proper, you know, civilized guy. And he said, "Yeah, how was your day? How was work? What do you want to do?" So we ended up going to like a, it's not a restaurant, but it was like a place where you can sit and have fries, milkshake, and burgers, and the whole shebang. And I remember he ordered fries and a burger, and we had our milkshake going on, and we were just talking, having a good time basically. And once we were finished with our food, he addressed the situation about not having any money to pay for the food. So I was shooked because, you know, I was between 14 and 16 years old. I had my first job. So it wasn't like I had no money, but to me it was like, you're the one who asked me on this date, so isn't it just right for you to pay on our first date? Anywho, he said he had no money to pay for the food. I was thinking, oh my god, so I have to get out of this restaurant without paying, without people even noticing that that he doesn't have any money, because you're the one who wanted to go on a date, right? So it was a very awkward situation. So what he ended up doing was he called the waitress and he asked her a question to kind of distract her so she would leave. And I was the first one to get up and I left the restaurant and he was still inside, so I had to like pretend to call him so he could get out of the restaurant while the waitress was in the back of the restaurant. So he ended up leaving the restaurant, and then girl, we just run out of that restaurant like two crazy people. And can you imagine going to a fancy restaurant and then you come to the conclusion that your date or your partner is telling you that he doesn't have any money to pay for the food? So we had to get out of the restaurant, running out of the restaurant. Girl, I felt like a criminal. I thought I was going to jail or something. Out of the restaurant, he walked me home and he was holding my hand, and for me it was all exciting. You know, this was my first time actually being with a man after my coming out. So I was like, yes, mama is about to get it, girl. Yes. So I remember he walked me home, but the problem was my mom was at home. So the gag is, we had a basement. I think we all have a basement. And we went into the basement to sit and chill, and it was freezing. It was super cold in that basement, but you know, I was like, she finna drop it like it's hot. And that was actually also the very first time I kissed a man, and it was so exciting. It was so new. It was all like a rush of adrenaline was going through my body, through my veins, and I was like, is this what I've been missing all of these years? Is this how it feels? Is this it? You know? And we were kissing, he was touching me, he was rubbing me, he was doing, you know, what a gentleman is supposed to do, but he did not enter the glory hole. Okay, let's get that straight. So, we ended up kissing, and let's just say that my knees were very bruised that day. And all of a sudden, we hear the door of the basement open. And at that point, I was like, okay, child, this is it. This is it. It was all so weird. It was all so strange. And eventually, he wanted more, but I felt like it was not the right time nor the right place to, you know, do these type of stuff. And of course, when you're young, you're gonna do crazy shit. You're gonna explore the world, which is okay. And looking back at all of those years, I felt like, okay, if I only knew how this is gonna be, or if I only knew how my life was gonna change, based on the actions that I did, like 10 years ago, 16 years ago, 4 years ago. And to me, it was like all new because I felt like I need to explore the gay community. I need to be myself. And I did. And it was so funny. And I ended up telling him to leave because it just didn't felt right. First of all, you ain't got no money. You wasn't able to pay for the food. You had me running like a fool, like a criminal. And of course, I never went back to that restaurant. The guy, I guess he never called me back again. He never called me back again. I felt like, did I do something wrong? Was it because I didn't pay for the food? Like, I don't know. I had so many questions, but now it's like, we had our time, you had your time, we both enjoyed. So it was like so crazy because I never thought that my first time dating a guy, or my first time meeting with a guy, or my first time doing something with a guy would be like this. And it's so crazy thinking back or looking back at it. I want to thank you guys so much again for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share. You definitely should know the drill by now. And hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys!